We're going to look at entering data for the adverse event form. Notice again this is another one of the C-standardized forms, so there's going to be a couple of fields I left in here that we're not necessarily using for this study, but that are part of that standard template authored by C-. This form is a lot like the concomitant medication form. We even have that yes/no checkbox at the beginning so that we know if there were no adverse events, we don't need to worry about asking the site for them, and if they say yes, then there should be an adverse event. So if we said no, we just go down and save the form. If we said yes, then it drops us into a drop-down menu. You're collecting some of the same information you did for the ConMed, the start and stop date, but here we want to know more about the adverse event, and in particular we want to know if it qualifies as a serious adverse event. Now there's a difference between severity and serious. An event can be severe. For example, you can have a severe toenail fungus and not have it be a serious or life-threatening event. So part of what we're going to be doing in here is differentiating between the two. Alright, the first thing you want to look at is the adverse event identifier, and that's going to be that unique 3-digit number. In this case, it's going to be 002 for this patient. It's the second one I'm entering for him. It won't be for you on your patient. The term is a rash. You can correct minor misspellings, otherwise you want to enter it as you have seen it. If they have two events on here, combined rash with pustules, I think that's a nice one, then you will enter it as you see it, and later the coders will split that into two different adverse events and get confirmation on the information from the site. So you're going to enter as is, except for changing minor and obvious misspellings. We want to know the date the adverse event started, because that's part of what helps us determine whether or not it is related to the study drug. If it started before the study drug was given, or at a point when the patient was not on drug, that might help us determine whether or not it's related. We're not concerned about the start time, so we're going to skip that. We do want to know, is the event still ongoing? You know, are they still experiencing it, or has it ended? In this case, we're going to say, no, it's not ongoing. And now they say, if that's the case, when did it end? It ended on November 3rd, 2014. We don't care what time it ended, but we do want to know how severe it was. And in this case, it was a mild rash, and it had a really low toxicity grade. It was not a serious adverse event, and it was not related to study treatment. I'm going to take a look and see. If it had been a serious adverse event, then you would see all of these other forms pop up and you'd be filling them out. But we're not going to do that for our little patient. We're going to say that it was not a serious adverse event, that we don't think it was related to study treatment, that we didn't take any action with the study treatment because of that. The dose was not changed. And the outcome of the event, it wasn't fatal. They have recovered and the event has resolved. It did not cause the subject to be discontinued from the study. And now we can save and go to the next form.